So Phil is around today with his 2017 300 EXC, and recently he's been having some problems with the starter motor pretty much every time the starter doesn't engage. So we suspected the Bendix was bad, and we've got it apart now, and I'll show you the findings. So this is Phil's 2017 300 XC. It's currently done 143 hours. About 3 rides ago he started having starter issues. Sometimes it wouldn't engage. And the last ride it got really bad and pretty much wouldn't engage at all. So he's come around, we've got the engine apart as you can see, and we're inspecting the starter system. You can see here the Bendix. The starter motor is right down at the bottom of the engine on the 2017 Plus engines, and when the starter motor engages, it forces the Bendix out to engage in the flywheel here. One thing to note is that when we took the Bendix out, the ignition case bush came with it. You can see it sitting on the shaft there, indicating that the ignition case is extremely worn. The Bendix shaft is held in place using a bush pressed into the ignition cover. And you can see here the ignition cover is badly damaged. It's kind of oval shaped and cracked and split inside. I'll show a close-up later. But this allows the Bendix to move away from the flywheel so it doesn't engage properly. Here's a close-up of the case where the Bendix shaft is supported. And you can see it's become oval and it's got a pretty bad crack in it as well. And here's a close-up of the Bendix, and you can see on the teeth that engage with the flywheel there's quite a bit of wear there. So based on our inspection, we're going to be replacing the ignition cover and the Bendix, and we'll also replace the gasket and the inner bush for the Bendix. If you start having starter issues, I recommend inspecting the starter system as soon as possible. If you do that, you might find that the Bendix needs replacing. But if you catch it early, you can probably just replace the bushes in the ignition case and the engine case and have your starter working again well. If you leave it, you risk damaging the ignition case cover. As we found, it's cracked. I think that could have been prevented if the bush had been changed earlier. So I'll make an update video when we have the parts and have fitted them and check the starter motor is working well again.